Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Old Cure, your friendly cardiologist, and today we're kicking off a 5-part journey to explore how something as simple as a cucumber can help protect you from stroke. Yes, you heard that. Right, a cucumber. But before we get to that crunchy hero, we need to understand the enemy we're up against. In this first part, we're diving deep into stroke, what it is, why it's such a big deal, and how your diet can be a game changer in keeping it at bay. So, grab a comfy seat, maybe a glass of water, and let's get started on this life-saving conversation. So, what exactly is a stroke? Think of your brain as the control center for everything you do, talking, moving, even binge-watching your favorite show. It's constantly buzzing, and it relies on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through blood vessels. A stroke happens when that supply gets cut off, and it's like flipping the power switch on your brain's control center. There are 2 main types of stroke, and they're both serious. The first is called an ischemic stroke, which makes up about 87% of cases. This happens when a blood clot or plaque blocks a blood vessel, starving part of the brain of oxygen. It's like a traffic jam in your brain's highway system. Nothing gets through, and the affected area starts to shut down. The second type is a hemorrhagic stroke. This is when a blood vessel bursts, causing bleeding in or around the brain. It's less common, but often more severe, because that bleeding can damage brain tissue and increase pressure inside your skull. Both types can lead to serious consequences, like trouble speaking, paralysis, or even memory loss, depending on which part of the brain is affected. Why should we care so much about stroke? Well, it's a global heavyweight. Stroke is the second leading cause of death worldwide, claiming millions of lives every year. It's also a top reason for long-term disability. Think about that for a second. One moment, you're going about your day. The next, you might struggle to walk, talk, or live independently. The numbers are staggering. About 15 million people worldwide have a stroke annually, and a third of them don't survive. Even scarier? Stroke doesn't always give you a warning. It's called a silent threat for a reason. It can strike out of nowhere, regardless of whether you feel healthy. That's why understanding it is so crucial. And I'm here to break it down for you. Let's talk about what puts you at risk, because knowledge is power. Some risk factors are out of your control. Age is a big one. Your risk climbs after 55, though strokes can happen at any age. Family history plays a role too. If your parents or siblings had a stroke, your odds are higher. Same goes for gender. Men are slightly more at risk, though women face unique risks, especially during pregnancy or with certain hormonal treatments. But here's where it gets interesting. A lot of risk factors are things you can control, and that's empowering. High blood pressure is the #1 culprit. It's like putting your blood vessels under constant pressure, making them more likely to clog or burst. High cholesterol is another biggie. It builds up plaques that narrow your arteries, setting the stage for clots. Smoking. It's like pouring fuel on the fire, damaging your blood vessels and making clots more likely. A sedentary lifestyle, think sitting all day, also ups your risk, as does diabetes, obesity, and excessive alcohol. Stress and poor sleep can sneak in there too, quietly raising your blood pressure over time. Now, here's where we turn the variety tables. Diet. What you put on your plate can either fuel these risks or fight them. A diet heavy in processed foods, salt, and unhealthy fats, like those greasy fast food meals, can drive up your blood pressure and cholesterol, paving the way for stroke. But flip that script, and you've got a powerful weapon. Eating foods rich in nutrients like potassium, fiber, and antioxidants can lower your blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and keep your blood vessels flexible and strong. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins. These are your allies in this fight. And guess what? That's where our star of the show comes in. In the next part, we're going to zoom in on cucumbers. Yes, those refreshing green slices. And unpack why they're a nutritional powerhouse for stroke prevention. Stick with me, because this is where it gets really exciting. So, We've just unpacked why stroke is such a silent threat and how diet can be your secret weapon against it. Now, let's zoom in on a surprising hero in this fight, the cucumber. You might be thinking, Dr. Sarah, it's just a veggie I toss in my salad. But trust me, this crunchy green gem is packed with nutritional superpowers that make it a heavyweight for your heart and brain. Picture yourself biting into a cool, crisp cucumber slice. Let's slice into what makes it so special and why it's a must-have for stroke prevention. First, let's talk about what's inside a cucumber. These guys are about 95% water, making them nature's hydration station. Hydration is huge for keeping your blood flowing smoothly, which takes stress off your heart and blood vessels, super important for dodging stroke. But it's not just water. Cucumbers bring a nutritional A-game, with potassium, a mineral that's like a superhero for your blood pressure. They've also got vitamin K, which supports healthy blood clotting, not the bad kind that causes strokes, but the kind that keeps your system in balance. Then there are antioxidants, think cucurbitacins and lignans, acting like tiny bodyguards, fighting off damage in your body. And here's the kicker. A whole cup of sliced cucumber is only about 16 calories. That's a dream for anyone looking to manage their weight, which is a massive win for heart health. You can munch away without worrying about packing on pounds, and that's a big deal when you're trying to keep your stroke risk low. Why are cucumbers so great for your heart and blood vessels? Let's start with the weight angle. Carrying extra weight can spike your blood pressure and cholesterol, both of which are stroke risk factors we talked about in part 1. Cucumbers are a perfect ally because they're low calorie but super filling, thanks to that water and a touch of fiber. They help you feel satisfied without overloading on calories, so you're supporting your heart while keeping your waistline in check. That high water content does more than just quench your thirst. It helps maintain your blood volume, which reduces strain on your cardiovascular system. It's like giving your heart a little hug with every crunchy bite, keeping everything running smoothly. Now, let's get to the heart of it. Blood pressure regulation. High blood pressure is the top risk factor for stroke. It's like putting your blood vessels in a pressure cooker, making them more likely to clog or burst. Potassium, which cucumbers have plenty of, is your natural defense. It works by balancing out sodium in your body. Too much sodium from salty snacks or processed foods can send your blood pressure soaring. Potassium helps your blood vessels relax, easing that pressure and reducing the strain on your heart. Research backs this up. Diets rich in potassium can lower your stroke risk by up to 20%. That's a huge impact from something as simple as adding cucumbers to your plate. Whether you're tossing them in a salad or snacking on slices, you're giving your body a blood pressure-friendly boost. Then there's the anti-inflammatory magic. Inflammation is like a slow-burning fire in your body, quietly damaging your blood vessels over time. That damage can make your arteries stiffer and more prone to the blockages that lead to strokes. Cucumbers step in with those antioxidants I mentioned, cucurbitacins, lignans, and others, that act like firefighters, putting out that inflammatory blaze. By reducing inflammation, cucumbers help keep your blood vessels flexible and healthy, like well-maintained pipes in a plumbing system. Less inflammation means less chance of plaque buildup, which directly lowers your stroke risk. It's wild to think that something you might overlook at the grocery store can do so much for your health, right? That's the nutritional power of cucumbers. Hydration, potassium, low calories, and anti-inflammatory goodness, all teaming up to protect your heart and brain. Coming up in part 3, we're going to take it a step further and explore exactly how cucumbers go head-to-head with stroke risk, including their role in a proven diet plan that's all about keeping your blood pressure in check. If this is getting you pumped, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Have you ever thought of cucumbers as a health food? Stick with me for part 3, where we'll see cucumbers really shine. Now that we've seen how cucumbers are a nutritional powerhouse, packed with hydration, potassium, and antioxidants, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of how they go toe-to-toe with stroke risk. In part 2, we talked about why cucumbers are such a heart-healthy choice. But here in part 3, we're connecting the dots to show exactly how they help keep stroke at bay. From lowering blood pressure to keeping your arteries flexible, cucumbers are like a secret weapon in your stroke prevention arsenal. So, let's break it down and see how this simple veggie can make a big difference. First up, let's talk about potassium and why it's a superstar in the fight against stroke. Remember how we said high blood pressure is the #1 risk factor for stroke? It's like a constant strain on your blood vessels, making them more likely to clog or burst. Potassium, which cucumbers are loaded with, is like a natural chill pill for your cardiovascular system. It works by counteracting sodium, the stuff in salty snacks and processed foods that can send your blood pressure through the roof. When you eat potassium-rich foods like cucumbers, your body flushes out excess sodium through urine, which helps your blood vessels relax and lowers that pressure. The science is solid here. Studies show that boosting your potassium intake can slash your stroke risk by up to 20%. That's a massive impact from something as easy as tossing cucumber slices into your lunch. Every bite is like a small step toward keeping your blood pressure in check and your stroke risk down. Next, let's talk about arterial stiffness. Picture your arteries as flexible tubes that carry blood throughout your body. When they get stiff, it's like turning those tubes into rigid pipes. They can't adapt as well to changes in blood flow, and that increases the chance of blockages or ruptures, both of which can lead to stroke. Cucumbers help keep those arteries supple, and it's not just the potassium at work. Their high water content plays a big role too. Staying hydrated ensures your blood stays at the right consistency. Not too thick, which can strain your arteries, and not too thin, which can cause other issues. Cucumber's fiber, even in small amounts, also helps by supporting healthy cholesterol levels, which keeps your arteries clear of plaque buildup. Flexible arteries mean better blood flow, and better blood flow means a lower risk of the clots, or bursts that cause strokes. It's like cucumbers are giving your blood vessels a daily stretch to keep them in top shape. Then there's the detox angle. You might hear detox and think of fancy juices or cleanses, but cucumbers offer a natural, no-fuss way to support your vascular health. Those antioxidants we mentioned in part 2, cucurbitacins, lignans, and others, are like a cleanup crew for your body. They tackle free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can damage your blood vessels over time. Think of free radicals as tiny wrecking balls, banging up your arteries and making them more prone to inflammation and plaque. By neutralizing these troublemakers, cucumbers' antioxidants help keep your blood vessels clean and healthy. This detox effect isn't about flushing toxins in some mythical way. It's about reducing oxidative stress, which is a real, measurable factor in stroke risk. Cleaner, less inflamed blood vessels are less likely to contribute to the conditions that lead to stroke. Pretty cool for a veggie you might have overlooked, right? And here's where cucumbers really shine. They fit perfectly into the DASH diet, which stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. This isn't some trendy fad. It's a scientifically backed eating plan designed to lower blood pressure and reduce stroke risk. The DASH diet emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. And it's all about cutting back on sodium while boosting nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and fiber. Cucumbers check so many of those boxes. They're low in sodium, high in potassium, and super hydrating, making them a natural fit. Studies show that following the DASH diet can lower your blood pressure in just a few weeks, and that translates directly to a lower stroke risk. Adding cucumbers to your meals, whether in a salad, smoothie, or just as a snack, makes it easier to stick to this heart-healthy plan without feeling deprived. It's like cucumbers were made for this diet. So, there you have it. Cucumbers are fighting stroke on multiple fronts, lowering blood pressure with potassium, keeping arteries flexible, cleaning up with antioxidants, and slotting perfectly into the DASH diet. In part 4, we're going to get practical and talk about how to make cucumbers a daily habit with some fun, easy ideas. If this is sparking some inspiration, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. How do you like to eat your cucumbers? Stay with me for part 4, where we'll bring this all to life. We've just seen how cucumbers pack a serious punch against stroke risk, lowering blood pressure, keeping arteries flexible, and fitting right into the DASH diet. Pretty impressive for a humble veggie, right? Now, in part 4, let's get practical. Knowing cucumbers are great is one thing, but how do you make them a regular part of your life? Don't worry, it's easier and tastier than you might think. I'm going to share some fun, creative ways to sneak more cucumbers into your day, plus tips to make it stick. Let's dive into how you can turn this stroke-fighting superstar into your new go-to snack. First up, let's talk about creative ways to eat more cucumbers. The beauty of cucumbers is their versatility. They're like the Swiss Army knife of vegetables. For a quick win, toss sliced cucumbers into your salads. They add a refreshing crunch that pairs perfectly with greens, tomatoes, or even some feta cheese. Want to mix it up? Try cucumber ribbons. Use a vegetable peeler to make thin strips and add them to a wrap or as a garnish for a fancy vibe. Smoothies are another game changer. Blend a cucumber with some spinach, a banana, and a splash of almond milk for a hydrating, nutrient-packed drink that's perfect for breakfast or a post-workout boost. If you're into snacks, cut cucumbers into sticks or rounds and dip them in hummus or a light yogurt dip. Trust me, it's addictive. And here's a fun one. Cucumber sushi rolls. Swap out rice for cucumber slices, wrap them around avocado or lean protein like turkey, and you've got a low-calorie, heart-healthy bite. The key is to experiment and find what you love, so cucumbers feel like a treat, not a chore. Now, let's talk about cucumber juice, because this is a total game changer for hydration and blood pressure. Remember how cucumbers are 95% water? That makes them perfect for juicing. You don't need a fancy juicer. Just blend a cucumber with a bit of water, strain it if you want it smooth, and you've got a refreshing drink that's like a spa day in a glass. Cucumber juice is a hydration powerhouse, which, as we've discussed, helps keep your blood volume stable and reduces strain on your heart. Plus, that potassium we keep raving about. It's concentrated in the juice, giving your blood pressure an extra nudge in the right direction. Try adding a squeeze of lemon or a few mint leaves for a flavor boost. It's so good you might ditch soda altogether. Drink a glass in the morning or sip it throughout the day to stay hydrated and support your cardiovascular health. It's simple, cheap, and incredibly effective. Pairing cucumbers with other stroke-fighting foods is another smart move to level up your diet. Think of your plate as a team effort, where every ingredient brings something to the table. Cucumbers play well with foods like tomatoes, which are rich in lycopene, an antioxidant that supports heart health. Toss them together in a salad with a drizzle of olive oil. Healthy fats are great for your blood vessels. Spinach or kale, packed with magnesium and fiber, are perfect partners in a smoothie or side dish. Avocados are another great match. Their healthy fats and potassium complement cucumbers' benefits. Even berries, like blueberries or strawberries, can join the party. Their antioxidants add another layer of protection against inflammation. The goal is to create meals that combine these stroke fighters for maximum impact. For example, a lunch of cucumber tomato salad with grilled salmon and a side of berries checks all the boxes. Low sodium, high potassium, and anti-inflammatory goodness. So, how do you make cucumbers a lasting habit? It's all about keeping it simple and sustainable. Start by always having cucumbers in your fridge. Buy a few every week so they're ready to go. Prep them in advance. Slice them up and store them in a container for easy snacking. Set a small goal, like adding cucumber to one meal or drink a day. Maybe it's cucumber water with lunch or a handful of slices as an afternoon pick-me-up. To make it fun, try a cucumber challenge. Commit to eating cucumber daily for a week and track how you feel. You can even get the family involved. Kids love crunchy cucumber sticks with a fun dip. The trick is to make it effortless. Keep a water bottle with cucumber slices on your desk or in your car to sip throughout the day. Over time, these small choices become second nature, and you're building a stroke prevention habit without even thinking about it. That's how you bring cucumbers into your life. Delicious, doable, and powerful. In part 5, we're wrapping things up by looking at how to build a full-on stroke-proof lifestyle, with cucumbers as just one piece of the puzzle. If you're excited to try these ideas, drop a like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, What's your favorite way to enjoy cucumbers? Let's keep this going in part 5, where we'll talk about real-life success stories and more ways to protect your heart and brain. We've just explored how easy and delicious it is to make cucumbers a daily habit, from salads to smoothies to that refreshing cucumber water. But preventing stroke isn't just about one veggie, as awesome as cucumbers are. In this final part, part 5, we're pulling it all together to build a stroke-proof lifestyle. It's about creating simple, sustainable routines that go beyond your plate, plus some inspiring real-life stories and fun challenges to keep you motivated. Let's wrap this up with a blueprint for protecting your heart and brain for the long haul. Cucumbers are a fantastic start, but a stroke-proof lifestyle means looking at the bigger picture. Let's talk movement first. You don't need to run. Marathons, small bursts of activity can make a huge difference. A 20-minute walk each day gets your blood flowing, lowers your blood pressure, and keeps your arteries flexible. If walking's not your thing, try dancing, gardening, or even stretching while watching TV. The key is consistency. Find something you enjoy and make it part of your routine. Next up, sleep. Your body repairs itself while you snooze, including your blood vessels. Aim for 7 to 8 hours a night. It's like hitting the reset button for your heart. And don't sleep on stress management, pun intended. Chronic stress spikes your blood pressure, quietly increasing your stroke risk. Try deep breathing for 5 minutes a day or a quick meditation session. Apps like Headspace can help, or just sit quietly and focus on your breath. These habits, movement, sleep, stress relief, work hand in hand with a diet rich in cucumbers and other heart-healthy foods to build a fortress against stroke. Now, let's get inspired by some real-life stories. I've seen patients transform their health with small changes, and it's honestly the best part of my job. Take Lisa, a 52-year-old mum who came to me with borderline high blood pressure. She was stressed, eating too many processed snacks, and barely moving. We started simple. She swapped soda for cucumber-infused water, added a daily salad with cucumbers and tomatoes, and started walking 15 minutes after dinner. Within weeks, her blood pressure dropped, and she felt more energy than she had in years. Then there's James, a 60-year-old retiree who was at risk for stroke due to his weight and family history. He joined a local walking group, started snacking on cucumber sticks with hummus, and prioritized sleep. 6 months later, he'd lost 15 pounds, and his doctor was thrilled with his numbers. These aren't superhumans. They're regular people who made small, daily choices that added up. Their stories show that you don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Little steps, like adding cucumbers and moving more, can lead to big results. Want to make it fun? Let's talk challenges to kickstart your stroke-proof journey. I'm throwing out 2 ideas to get you excited. First, the 7 Days of Green Challenge. For 1 week, add something green, cucumbers, spinach, kale, or avocado to every meal. Maybe it's cucumber slices in your morning smoothie, a green salad at lunch, and sautéed spinach at dinner. Track how you feel, more energy, better focus. It's a great way to see the impact of nutrient-packed foods. The second challenge is Cucumber Hydration Week. Commit to drinking cucumber-infused water daily for 7 days. Toss a few slices into your water bottle each morning. Sip throughout the day, and notice how it keeps you hydrated and refreshed. Get your family or friends involved. Make it a group thing. Post your progress in the comments or on social media. I'd love to hear how it goes. These challenges are about building habits in a fun, low-pressure way, so you're more likely to stick with them long-term. Here's the final message. Preventing stroke starts with small, daily choices. You don't need to be perfect or make drastic changes. It's about adding a cucumber to your lunch, taking a walk, or pausing for a deep breath when life gets hectic. Each choice is like a brick in a wall that protects your heart and brain. We've covered a lot today, from understanding stroke's dangers to harnessing the power of cucumbers and building a lifestyle that keeps you thriving. You have the tools now, a little knowledge, a few cucumbers, and a commitment to yourself. So, what's your next step? Maybe it's grabbing a cucumber from the fridge or trying one of those challenges. Whatever it is, start today. Your future self will thank you. Thanks for sticking with me through all 5 parts. If this inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's one small change you're making to protect your health? I can't wait to hear about it. Until next time, keep crunching those cucumbers and stay heart healthy. If you find this video informative and valuable, we kindly invite you to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and enable notifications to stay updated with our latest content. We would greatly appreciate it if you could share your thoughts or questions in the comment section below, letting us know what topics you'd like us to explore further. We have a wealth of insightful information planned for our upcoming videos, and we're confident you'll find them both engaging and beneficial. Wishing you all good health, vitality, and joy. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.